is got a copper coil in it that has the pulsating magnetic resonance coming out, and that's for a number of different applications. It's you can treat specific areas of your body with a direct application of it. For example, David's using it for his jaws, and you would use that to enhance the tooth, gum, and root jaw relationship.
Right.
Because a lot of times you have low-grade infection in your tooth-jaw relationship, your roots, right?
Yeah.
And then eventually root canals have to be done because they're abscess, and they should never be done. Root canals should never take place because there's 3 to 5 miles of tubules running in these teeth and 5 to 7 miles of tubules in the teeth back here. And they say, well, we're going to clean those tubules out. Well, forget it. It's not going to happen. What happens is they compromise the tooth by drilling through the pulp, then getting to where the nerve is, pulling that out, and then going in and augering through the whole channel, and then putting toxic substance in there so that it doesn't reinfect quickly, and hopefully not. A lot of times root canals reinfect and you lose the tooth anyway. Because once it reinfects, they either have to redo the root canal at $1,000 a pop, or regardless.
Not to mention the pain and suffering.
Yeah, regardless, you will always have a low-grade infection from then on, no matter what. And your body can fight that off. And it can keep it from becoming fully inflamed where you lose the tooth. And you may go for 20, 30 years like that. But that's 20 or 30 years of a non-stop, silent battle that your body's having to put up with, using your immune system, which then distracts from doing other things.
That's right.
Right. And so that's why root canals are completely out. I mean, we used to say, well, maybe leave them in. Now we know for sure you pull them. And they can cause, because each tooth is connected through the meridians, not only to each organ, but also into the brain, it's very important to keep tooth health up to start with. Don't get any drilling at all. But once your teeth are drilled, they're damaged, and you have to re-drill them. But root canals are simply not the answer. And neither are implants. So they'll often pull a tooth and say, let's put an implant in, and then you have titanium in there that's a foreign object on the meridian that the body's not agreeing with either. They have zircon implants that are not as infectious, but they're also not strong and they'll break. Then you have a snap and they're extremely expensive. Yeah. So the end result, unfortunately, is bridges or partials.
Right, so that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, and actually, I've had partials in the bottom. I've got a long story in history in dental. It's a horrendous story, which ended up me losing all my upper teeth at 21, and all of these ones, except for my front, 8 teeth when I was 38, and now I only have 6 in the front. Because these outer ones, they get traumatized by the bridge.
Right.
Right, so,
okay.
but it's okay. Eventually I may have a complete, plate in the bottom. I don't know, but I'll hold my crooked little teeth as long as I can. So,
well, how does this probe help? And you've noticed already some improvement just using it tonight, isn't that right?
Yeah. Well, I've been on about how long? 30 minutes.
Well, no, you've been on this for well over an hour now.
Oh, an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We've just been talking, so it seems like
it was within 40 minutes that you noticed that there was something different.
Yes, absolutely. Well, that's the abscess that I've got with the X-rays today on the front of the teeth. I've got that abscess, and of course they're telling me, well, you either lose the teeth and put in whatever they put in, replace them, or go for the root canals. So I've always been on, well, you never lose your teeth if you can, and go root canals, but that's just, it's disastrous now.
It is. Yeah.
So using this, like for that, as you say, for that 40 minutes, my teeth were fizzing. That settled it down.
Right.
That settled it down completely. I was gritting my teeth, because I've had major.
Right.
I've just had all
trauma.
I've just had in that 4-day period, all quadrants, 13 amalgams removed.
That's
Wow.
heavy trauma.
Suffering for it,
It's heavy trauma, but it's a beautiful price to pay, really, in the end, because that price is so valuable compared to what you would have put up with continued vapor mercury. Mercury vapor will eventually end up in early death. That's where it goes.
Right.
And it can be exacerbating a multiple number of different problems, and it also affects the way that the brain neural pathways work. So it's got so many different things that are negative. This momentary time, it won't be long. It'll be over. And your teeth won't be ringing, they won't be alive, they won't be on fire, and you'll be very thankful.